The American Civil War was the ultimate expression of violence and anger that had been felt between Americans from the North and South for over 40 years. Many smaller conflicts over slavery led to an increase in sectionalism between the North and South, which eventually culminated with the secession of the Southern states from the Union. One of these smaller conflicts was the Missouri Compromise. It spawned multiple other disagreements and an increase in sectionalism, which would eventually lead to the Civil War. Thus, the Missouri Compromise was the central cause of the Civil War. By 1818, the Union had done its best to keep an even balance of power between free states and slave states. While the free northern states controlled the House of Representatives due to a larger population, an even balance of 11 free states and 11 slave states created an equal balance of representatives in the Senate. When Missouri petitioned for statehood as a slave state, it threatened to ruin the balance of power between the free states and the slave states. In order to protect the balance, Missouri was initially denied admittance into the Union. However, when Missouri applied for admittance into the Union for a second time, Congress decided that the territory could be accepted, but under a few conditions. First, the northern part of Massachusetts would become its own free state called Maine. Secondly, Congress decided that of the land purchased during the Louisiana Purchase, no territory north of the southern border of Missouri would be admitted into the Union as a slave state. Territories south of Missouri, however, could be admitted into the Union as slave states. Finally, in 1820, Missouri was admitted into the Union as a slave state. Creating the 3630 line also created a rift between the citizens of America and led to an increase in sectionalism between the North and the South. The South felt that it was unfair to create land where slavery was not allowed. However, in the future, the Missouri Compromise would be completely disregarded, not only once, but twice. This would be taken as a betrayal by the Northerners who supported the Missouri Compromise and what it stood for. In 1854, when Kansas and Nebraska wanted to become states, the Kansas-Nebraska Act proposed that the two territories would be open to popular sovereignty, meaning that the citizens would be given the right to vote on whether to become free states or slave states. The hope was that one state would be admitted as a free state and one state would be admitted as a slave state, once again keeping a balance of power between slavery and freedom. However, as both of the states were north of the 3630 line, the Kansas-Nebraska Act had a total disregard for the Missouri Compromise. Breaking the Missouri Compromise angered abolitionists and the majority of Northerners, who felt that their trust had been betrayed. However, when Kansas attempted to join the Union as a slave state, Congress rejected Kansas's admission due to the Missouri Compromise. Later, when Kansas applied for admission as a free state, it was accepted into the Union. There was great tension in Kansas over the debate of popular sovereignty, which led to conflicts such as leading Kansas and the Kansas Civil War, which were both important precursors to the larger American Civil War. The Kansas-Nebraska Act led to an increase in sectionalism and mistrust between the people of the United States, which can be directly connected to the Missouri Compromise as a catalyst for the Civil War. Dred Scott was a slave whose master moved him to Illinois and later to Wisconsin. As slavery was not allowed in both of these lands due to the Missouri Compromise, Scott sued for his freedom in 1847. Over the course of many years, Scott's case was eventually transferred to the Supreme Court, who decided that Scott's case was illegitimate because the lands never should have been free. Scott remained a slave. The Dred Scott decision stated that the Missouri Compromise was unconstitutional, as the compromise never should have been allowed to take away a land's right to decide whether or not to allow slavery. Getting rid of the Missouri Compromise angered Northerners and abolitionists, who felt betrayed yet again. Scott's case also led to a stricter enforcement of the Fugitive Slave Law, which bribed judges and punished abolitionists. The Fugitive Slave Law was a major factor in the election of 1860, and ultimately the American Civil War. Scott's case primarily involves the destruction of the Missouri Compromise, which raised tension between the North and the South and led to the Civil War. The American Civil War involved a great number of people over a vast number of encounters and disagreements. However, it is clear that many of the major factors of the war can be tied to the Missouri Compromise. Therefore, the Missouri Compromise was the central cause of the American Civil War.